Welcome, fans and foes, viewers and haters. I'm your cinema simpleton because these days, even Hollywood can't fool an idiot. Have you ever wondered just how the issue of the slave trade was broken apart? I mean, before him. In the late 1700s of England, a member of parliament by the name of William Wilberforce fought strongly against the British Empire to have the slave trade abolished. And this wasn't just some simple change of social rules. In fact, in the words of one of my mentors, this was the equivalent of somebody trying to dismantle the oil companies of today. Wilberforce's story is an impressive one, which is why today I continue with my Christian movie marathon by reviewing the British biopic Amazing Grace. Now I know exactly what you're thinking. Aside from a title that shares the name of a very famous hymn, what could a movie about a politician wanting to abolish the slave trade have to do with Christianity? Well, one of the things explored in the character of Wilberforce, played very well by Ewan Griffith, is his newfound faith in God. Now, this is somewhat lightly addressed in the story, but as you learn about his motivations, you discover that Wilberforce's faith has quite a lot to do about why he's fighting to abolish the slave trade. Faith in God is something discussed in the plot, and the DVD includes a music video by Chris Tomlin, a well-known Christian musician. But I chose to review this movie for my Christian movie marathon because of a few other elements. First of all, this is a clever and witty script. In fact, it's full of tons of information to sink your teeth into. Secondly, by not jamming biblical themes just anywhere into the dialogue, this turns out to be a movie that celebrates Christian values and shows the importance of persevering faith. Wilberforce's faith gives the story a solid backbone but doesn't dominate the plot. And at the same time, won't make people of other beliefs feel like this is just a means of trying to get people converted. And thirdly, this acting cast is wonderfully chosen. Really, where do I start? Michael Gambon, Ciarán Hinds, Albert Finney, Benedict Cumberbatch, Rufus Sewell. Anybody who knows the work of these talented actors will know they'll give heartfelt performances in a picture like this social political drama. This is a historical movie that really gets you feeling like you're ready to take on the world. The editing gets a little confusing in the whole scope of the story since they jump back and forth between different periods of Wilberforce's life. While watching this movie for the first time, it's easy to get lost in exactly where, or rather when, we were in our protagonist's journey. And as admirable as the story of Wilberforce's fight to abolish the slave trade is, the direction does kind of paint him as a Jake Sully. Now I can already predict the comments. The Africans were slaves at this time. They didn't exactly have a whole mountain of rights or freedoms, did they? That may be true, but there actually aren't a lot of African characters in a movie that's supposed to be about, well, freeing African characters. There's the supporting role of Equiano, sure, but he's not in the story for that long. Most of the time, they just remind us who Wilberforce is fighting for with the help of extras. In a movie that tells the story of one of history's silent freedom fighters, Amazing Grace is a political drama that also balances the themes of faith and determination. My rating for Amazing Grace is a 4 out of 5.